Here's something that will change how you think about health. Most of what we believe about supplements and evidence-based research is completely backwards. The real story of how these natural remedies work is far more fascinating than what shows up in clinical trials.
You know what really stands out to me in all this? The shocking truth about vitamin D dosages. We're talking about amounts that would make most doctors do a double take.
Well, that's exactly right. The research shows we might need anywhere from 10,000 to 50,000 IUs daily, which is mind-blowing when you consider the typical recommendations. But here's what most people miss. Vitamin D is just one player in a complex team.
You're talking about those essential cofactors, right? The magnesium, zinc, and vitamin K2 connection?
Precisely, speaking of magnesium, there's this fascinating rhythm to how it works in our bodies. The levels actually bottom out between 5 and 7 a.m., which explains so many early morning health issues that people face.
That timing aspect is incredible. So those morning leg cramps and blood sugar spikes aren't random at all?
Not at all, and here's where it gets really interesting. For conditions like migraines, we're looking at needing up to 1,000 milligrams of magnesium, way more than most people take. But you know what's even more fascinating? The connection between magnesium and heart rhythm.
Well, that makes me think about how we often misunderstand these basic body processes, like the whole heartburn situation.
Oh man, that's such a perfect example. Everyone thinks heartburn means too much stomach acid, but usually it's the opposite. That's why betaine hydrochloride can be so effective. It actually increases stomach acid to help that valve work properly.
The complexity of these interactions is remarkable, like how selenium from just one Brazil nut can support your entire immune system.
And that's just scratching the surface. Think about how B1 and magnesium work together. You could take all the B1 in the world, but without adequate magnesium, you might as well be taking nothing at all.
So what you're saying is that these nutrients are like a symphony. They all need to play together to create the right effect.
Exactly. And here's what's really wild. When people say there's no evidence for natural remedies, what they really mean is nobody has funded the research. The pharmaceutical industry isn't exactly lining up to study things they can't patent.
That really puts things in perspective when we look at traditional wisdom versus modern research.
And check this out. Some of these supplements have such specific applications that it's almost poetic, like TUDCA for bile issues, or how iodine helps regulate excess estrogen.
The precision is remarkable. It is like having the right key for that level of detail really shows how much we still have to learn about our bodies.
You know what's even more fascinating? The timing element. Understanding when to take these supplements can be just as important as taking them at all, like how that early morning magnesium dip affects so many health conditions.
That level of detail really shows how much we still have to learn about our bodies.
That's exactly why this field is so exciting. We're constantly uncovering new relationships between nutrients and health. The key is staying open to these discoveries while understanding that what works for one person might not work for another. It's about finding that sweet spot where traditional wisdom meets modern understanding. Modern understanding.
It really makes you wonder what other connections we haven't discovered yet.
Will you like to start your very own online business with your very own e-commerce store created for you with all the products you ever need and with a back office that contains all you need to run your business? Sounds interesting? Click link below and start your online business today. Help people live healthier and better lives and make money in the process.